Welcome to the party that is X Games Austin 2016. Here we are at Circuit of the Americas just outside of downtown Austin. And the big news here tonight, Freestyle is back at X Games. The 10 best riders in the world will try and take all of their parts off the bike and try and put all of them back on again before they land. They're flying high in the skies above Austin, and that's all coming up next. Hey everybody, welcome to Coors Light Moto X Freestyle, and I gotta tell you, Tess Sewell here with Cameron Steele and Christy Lee. Cameron and I super excited at the return of Freestyle. Hasn't been here since 2013, Cam.
I am so excited to see what the boys will throw down. Now, Freestyle has evolved over the years since we started this 18 years ago at the X Games. We're talking about not just going big, but we're talking about going technical, and you're looking at the obstacle known as the quarter pipe.
Well, here we are, the 10 best in the world going to do battle here today. Who's your choice, Cam?
It's hard to choose against Tom Pages or Josh Sheehan. Both really look solid in the practice runs. Both really seem like they nailed the course, and they're bringing that technical aspect. The quarter pipes, bringing the body varials. I mean, they're bringing things that were so unbelievable just a few years ago in their normal run.
And one guy I was watching in practice just looked amazing. Rob Adelberg, another one of the Aussies in the field here. He just looked smooth, and this is a challenging course for the guys to tackle, not just because of the material on the course, but because you're probably only going to get 5 or 6 tricks in the 1 minute and 15 we have.
It is a big course or an open course where it takes a while to get back to the ramps. And because of the way the wind has played into it over the years, they've tried to set it up so it's accommodating to the riders. We're looking at Blake Williams from Australia, also known as Bilko. He is not only a consummate professional, but he is a consummate funny man.
He is an awesome showman. I mean, one of the most entertaining guys on the circuit. Bilko out on course. Now, he is riding with an injured left foot. He got surgery trying to fix it, and he said it didn't quite work, so pain on every landing.
2 runs, your best run will count as he starts with the rotation, getting the one arm off. 1 minute 15 seconds or 75 seconds if you want to call it, and your best run counts. And so you're going to want to put down a big run, but you're going to want to make sure you put down a run. So if you have to take it to another level in the second run, you will. And as you said, Tess, it's going to be hard to get more than 5 or 6 jumps in on this course.
So Bilko doesn't typically handle the quarter pipe, so he's going to have to put down as big a run as he possibly can on those 2 75-foot ramps. So far, he's put in a decent run, not spectacular though.
And we've talked about it over the years. Using the whole course, whether it's cursory or not, it really isn't, but it's going to impact the judge's opinion of what you're doing. And going big right there.
Wow.
I mean, it's funny because it wasn't that many years ago where people are saying backflip's impossible. Now the variations are so incredible.
Remember, the bikes weigh over 200 pounds, and they managed to get them upside down, sideways. And when you watch Tom Pages, just what he can do with the bike is amazing. They're a big knack-knack 360.
I'm still, the 360 is definitely one of those tricks that I really look at. He's racing the course. He's trying to get back to getting another jump in. Time is out. So this will not count, but just so you're clear on this, if the rider is in the berm and in the attack position or headed towards the jump, it will count. So you can see he was pretty close. Had he been racing a little bit more through his run, he might have got that extra jump in, which would definitely be a huge help.
So Bilko won Freestyle Gold in 2009. He was the first international rider, first non-American to win gold. Take a look at this. Like you said, big extension there, huge commitment on that flip.
Well, Bilko is not afraid to commit, and when you get that extension out, here's a good right side up commitment. Double grab, gets the leg straight out the back, and then completely releases the wingspan all the way out. You want to try to do tricks right side up. You want to try to do tricks upside down. You also want to talk about the body varial tricks and also the use of course. Use of course is really going to hurt Bilko. He's claiming he's in first place.
He is in first place because he's the first rider to go. So
right back to that fun attitude of Blake.
The sun is shining here in Austin. Look at that crowd up on the hill. All kinds of party fun here at Circuit of the Americas. Next up, Nate Adams. This guy has 19 medals at X Games, which is unbelievable. And for more on Nate, let's head down to the third member of our team, Christy Lee.
Nate Adams also riding with an injury today from a Nitro Circus show just about 3 weeks ago. His foot missed the foot peg and slammed his kneecap into the peg. He says the doctor thinks it's a cracked kneecap, but Nate says there's really not much he can do about it right now. He's just going to worry about it after X Games.
Right, he's a freestyle motocross rider, so no big deal. And you walk around the paddock at the pits and you hear the guys talking about the injuries or where they're sore. It's amazing once they get on the bike how they perform, and it seemingly doesn't really bother them, but those nagging injuries, the pain that's always there is never fun. We should talk about with Nate Adams, obviously last Freestyle Gold 2011, he is a player, but when it comes to the quarter pipes, not really his ball of wax as he gets started with the 360 knack-knack. Great extension on the knack-knack.
The big thing with Nate is he had what was almost a career-ending injury when he damaged his shoulder and he severed the axial nerve. And what it caused in his shoulder is almost all of the muscle mass just disappeared. And this sport, as you're watching it, you can tell, takes a lot of shoulder power.
Nate has the power too. Obviously the injury over the years has caused him trouble, but he's always been very fit, well put together. You see him racing the course and you see him break traction there. There's a lot of basically road base or walk base in this because over the years, and true to word, there's been a lot of rain here, and it gives the course the ability to dry out, to let the water run off without making a giant mud mess. The trade-off is you can see how slippery it is as they go into the corners and on some of the landings. Nice extension there.
Yeah, nice extension, Superman air there for Nate Adams. And yes, you can see the loose rock on this course, necessary for drainage, and there's been a lot of rain here in Texas over the last few weeks. And really just, wow, that was awesome.
I just love when you see the variations of rotations, and Nate's a rider that can 360 both directions. He raced to get that ramp. He's going to get, I believe, wow, just missed. That's not going to count on time, but it was so close.
He was putting, the interesting thing, he's got that four-stroke bike, so he knew he could get onto those plates and then just give it some gas. But unfortunately, our head judge, John Basher, says no, does not count.
Lazy boy flip. I remember the first X Games when the Lazy Boy was such a big deal, courtesy of Travis Pastrana. Now they're doing it upside down. And Nate has good execution. He had great extension here on the Superman flip. Textbook. The textbook. Just really looks smooth there. The question is, with the other riders doing the different varials, and I mean, how can you say no? When you see that, when you
that
see
was
that
like
rotation.
an X-up 360 like Andrea Lecondagui does on his mountain bike. Really cool move. And again, he's got an 87.66. I think he'll better it the second time out because the nerves the first time you come back. I mean, again, the guys haven't done this at X Games since 2013. Now he's got the cobwebs out, the nerves are gone. I think he'll attack it much better. Now this guy, Cameron, we were really impressed with the way he rode in practice.
Big time. And you know, every time I see Rob Adelberg ride, I look at him, I'm like, wow, that is a guy that is not only committed but confident, but also just seems to really nail it. That flow comes out. He seems to really like the course. And that's one thing that we saw in the step up. I think a couple of riders didn't feel that vibe with the course. Rob's feeling the vibe here.
Watch where he's going. The big transfer, Cordova. Wow, great landing.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That's a trick we haven't seen from anybody. So it's an egg roll with a Cordova. I know all these names sound very strange, but this is what I'm talking about with Adelberg. Look at the extension he gets, the accent he puts on every single move.
The KOD flip, just huge extension, body laid out straight underneath, back to back. Super technical, then super huge. Comes again with a massive upside down trick. Now, if you want to see where he goes to next, I would expect some sort of rotation over the bike, the body rotating instead of the bike. That would give you every aspect of where freestyle is today for the most part.
Oh, he did the one-handed heart attack, and again, when you look at that trick, the extension, how perfect he gets himself. Now he's coming back in again. Maybe he looks for that varial this time around. He's grabbing the seat.
And there it is.
Wow, perfect.
He starts with the commitment. He goes into the jump with his hand on the seat grab position. And now here come up the flip levers. These are used to put leverage, and he's going to have the time. He gets into this jump. Watch for the extension. Upside down.
Combo.
That was a solid run by Adelberg.
That was fantastic. Indian air to heel clicker flip to end that off. Every single one of those tricks was on the money.
Strategy-wise, he really played it well. He used the quarter pipe. He had that the egg roll at the beginning. Then he has the big flip variations. No 360, but for the most part, the 360s haven't been getting the scores like we've seen on some of this. But look at this quarter pipe. I mean, execution incredible.
Well, you transfer sideways about 25 feet, and then you add that Cordova. But watch this. Bang. Legs, feet, everything comes together.
And
this is what it's supposed to look like.
He sticks it.
And here the Cali roll. Grabs the seat, makes the twist over the bike. Look how confident he is. Sees the bars all the time in the world.
Actually made me feel a little nervous.
Oh, he could have done a no-hander lander almost on that one.
This should be a solid score. 90.66. He's setting the bar up there.
And it's tough for the judges coming, again, right out of the box and giving the scores in these first runs, but it's hard to even imagine how he's going to improve on that. That was such an awesome, awesome run. Well, Taka Higashino, he's won the 3 most recent Moto X Freestyle gold medals, the last being in 2013. Taka comes in this year looking to become the first Moto X athlete in X Games history to win 4 straight.
I'm so impressed with Taka, man. He's come so far.
Rock solid backflip.
He's the reigning champ, and there's a reason for it.
I was waiting for a few years, you know. Yeah, this is my category, and I was dreaming always ride freestyle motocross in X Games. Kind of nervous for 540 for quarter pipe, you know. So if I made it today, I'm ready. This is the best competition everybody watching and everybody dreaming about. That's why I have to be ready. You guys make sure watching freestyle motocross, and maybe I'm gonna do crazy something, but you have to keep eyes on me. Please. Cheers, mate.
If there was a prize for smiling in freestyle motocross, Taka for sure would get it. He's from Osaka, Japan. Unfortunately, though, he's got a little bit of a shoulder injury coming into tonight.
He does. He's dealing with rotator cuff problem on the left-hand side. Also told us that he's dealing with bursitis there. And will it affect him? That's the question. Now, watching him in practice, he was putting down some massive tricks, inverted tricks. He's known for that inverted double grab. And he was able to really put together. The question is, when the pressure's on, pushing, the landings might not be perfect all the time.
Whoa!
He comes right out with it.
What a huge surprise. He claimed he wasn't going to do that trick. Rock solid backflip because of the shoulder injury, but I guess when you get to X Games, you just forget about all of that.
Nice, big extension. You see him look through the arms with the kiss of death backflip. Really committed, really extended. I like to see that again in the replay.
So far, he has done 2 huge tricks that put strain on the shoulder. A nice Cordova flip.
Interesting, worth noting, he's not racing the course. He's not moving really fast around. That's something that can come back to bite him depending on number of jumps and how the judges are looking at that. And seat grab start.
Yeah, he's going for the Cali roll.
Great execution. I mean, really, he looked cleaner than Adelberg when it came to that same trick.
And the funny thing is, he calls that the Osaka roll.
15 seconds remain. And we have not seen the quarter pipe from Taka, even though he is proficient in it. I would assume he's going to head to it, but he's got to be around the corner, headed at the next jump.
He doesn't have time. No, he's got to get around into this berm.
He's in the berm as the horn goes.
Big double grab flip again. It does count, we just heard, so that's great. The thing I would say about this run, a lot of back flips, and he didn't go for that quarter, as you said. And I think that's because he's actually had a couple of crashes on the flare in the past.
Well, he definitely stuck with what he's very proficient with, the big backflip tricks. And we'll see, and he will see how that plays out in his scores.
Watch this.
Hello!
Wow, upside down, hands off the bike. It doesn't even seem physically possible you could do that.
It doesn't seem physically sensible. How's that? This, I really liked this. Look at the extension, looking through the bars, and you can see uses that leverage of the wrist to push the bike around on what they call the flip bars, which are the bars up and above his arms. You can see there in the landing.
And here he does the Osaka roll from our helicopter.
And when I said I thought that looked better than Adelberg's, the reason why was because he really downsided the landing perfectly, where Adelberg was a little nose high. And you might say, you know, we're whoa!
Oh, 90.66. I'm a little bit surprised he got scored that high compared to Adelberg, who had a picture-perfect run with use of the quarter pipe. So
inverted double grab.
Well, I mean, he claimed he wasn't going to do it. Maybe the judges, who also know he's got this injury, are as blown away as we are that he would use so many shoulder-heavy movements. So Matt Ribot, recently wed, I have to say, from Payerne, Switzerland. And we haven't seen Matt in a big freestyle contest for a while. He actually broke his femur a couple of years ago, and it's taken him a long time to work back into this. But again, looked good out here today. Nice, big, smooth, no-hander to start.
And Ribot is known for that flair, the ability to really accentuate his tricks. Here he goes into what we call a super kicker. We did not see Adelberg use that. Nice. I like the simplicity of the whip with the variations. I think it brings back a little bit of that OG style when it comes to freestyle as he wheelies across the infield there.
And again, there he's trying to use as much of the course as possible. Now going for the flare on the quarter pipe. He would go 540 flare, puts it down. Nice, great run again, and hopefully going to get the marks for use of course.
He's definitely nailed that. He's the first rider that's used every possible ramp on the track. Or I shouldn't say every possible ramp. I should say style of ramp, because there are 3 different quarter pipes. You can come at it from multiple directions. And for those of you who don't know, that quarter pipe, the rotation, the technical aspect of that is massive.
So here we are, Matt Ribot riding Coors Light Moto X Freestyle here in Austin. Freestyle back in X Games after a brief hiatus of a couple of years. And he's going to get this one. It will be the final trick in his run.
Going for the knack backflip. Doesn't quite get the extension that he wanted, but a solid run. He's going to be stoked. The quarter pipe was great. Start dissecting against what we saw from the other riders. Quarter pipe was fantastic.
Yeah, beautiful landing. And again, with this loose material, you really have to hit your marks on the landing. And this is what you said, this transfer, this hip transfer off the super kicker, I really like that. That shows so much style.
We'll see what the judges think. And an 84.33. So overall, the judges not hugely impressed.
I'm surprised at that one.
Not as much critical inverted tricks, right?
Right.
The double grab upside down of Taka, and no body varial variation.
Well, Taka Higashino currently sitting in second place. This is Coors Light Moto X Freestyle. 5 have gone. We got 5 more to go. Flying again in the Austin skies. Be sure to come back and join us. Thanks, Nicole. We're having a great time over here. Coors Light Moto X Freestyle. You can see the crowds sitting on the hill here at Circuit of the Americas, enjoying some late afternoon sunshine, and of course this massive freestyle course in the gate, New Zealand's Levi Sherwood.
Just absolutely amazing. If you want to see extensions and flexibility, you will not believe what this rider from New Zealand can throw down. And Levi actually brought home the silver medal in 2012, and he's one of those riders that I'm going to call could be a huge mover in this event. As he starts with the turntable to big extension, he is capable of the massive, and he's rumored to have something in his bag of tricks that he could pull out. Not sure if we're going to see it here.
What I like is he's really motoing around this course. He's trying to get as many tricks as he possibly can. Whoa!
Extension, getting all the way through the bar. Shaolin flip.
Huge Shaolin flip.
Right.
I mean, absolutely massive. That's what we're talking about with this guy. Extension, flexibility.
Quarter pipe, here we go. Coming in hot. Wow, I love how he could slow down that radiation.
egg roll. He created this trick. Like he said, I've got another idea with the quarter pipe. So I love the extension. I love the commitment to the trick.
And when you see that big inverted double grab flip, that's something that really seemed to score well for Higashino. We see great quarter pipe action from him, so we'll see how the judges play this out as he continues with the extension. Not only does he extend, but he holds his tricks, which really the judges will reward for.
And again, the judges are judging in real time, so what they see is every move you make, if you hold it for a beat longer, it looks bigger. Wow, I really like that. Almost overcooked it on the landing.
Huge whip, top side knack with that, and he's going to come into the top as time has expired.
That was a great run. I mean, he has the massive extension. Just check this out. Wow.
There really doesn't need to be anything said about that.
How do his shoulders bend that way?
Not sure. The quarter pipe, I loved how he really was able to, I mean, a bit of a turn down in there, and he was able to draw that out. Did not look like he was rushing in. How is that not one of the most beautiful things you ever seen? A bike floating backwards, top side knack, just a really fabulous run. Now, the question is, was it as big as Taka or Adelberg? I think it's going to be, whoa!
Wow.
Is that possible? We have a three-way
tie
for first place right now, which of course we can break. We'll find out if we need to as we move forward into the second runs. But before we go to the second runs, let's continue with the first. And interesting, 3 riders with that 90.66 as Adam Jones is locked and loaded.
Adam Jones, another former X Games gold medalist in freestyle. And what I like about Adam is he rides, I would say, to the beat of his own drum, but really he doesn't ride and do the same tricks as everyone else. He likes putting in some just unique touches.
I agree with you as he gets started with huge extension on that flip. He kind of rides the beat of his own drum in style. He has a great long style because he's a tall rider, but also he's not pressured into what everybody else is doing. He has his idea of what's going to work, and he brings it.
Whoa, that was nice. That was a let-go turntable to saran wrap. I mean, a lot of things going on. That looked simple when he does it, but that is an incredibly difficult set of moves because the bike is falling away from you the whole time.
Double grab flip. Now, he didn't have the extension, and he's stopping short, trying to race back to a takeoff. He wants to get as many jumps in, obviously, as possible. He's a rider we most likely will not see on the quarter pipe.
I very much doubt he'll be on the quarter pipe. Their big cliffhanger flip. He's ticking a lot of the boxes, but he won't tick all of them. Again, because he doesn't head towards those 3 quarter pipes, that's where he gets docked in the use of course score.
Nice extension up over the bars, straight-legged, a little bit different than what Levi Sherwood did. Levi really getting out past the bars and down below as he's going to get this in.
And there he goes for the airplane trick invented by Japanese rider Eigo Sato. So, I like the fact that he's doing different things, but I think it's a big deal that he doesn't hit the super kicker or the quarter pipe. Watch this.
The turntable out around one side. Let's go completely. Now watch. He gets back to the bike, but he goes for one more trick, and as you said, it's dropping away from him. There was a time where that saran wrap was its own trick.
By itself, right side up. That was a huge trick. Look at this.
Talk about
the dead
that.
body.
Unbelievable. Whoa. That was beautiful. I think that was his biggest and best trick in the run. I don't think it's going to get him in that top 3 running position. And it does not. Puts him in the 4th spot, or 5th spot, I should say.
So Adam Jones gets one in the book. Remember, he has got another run still to come. But now, Josh Sheehan, again from Australia. This is a pretty Australia-heavy field because they do really dominate freestyle right now. Josh Sheehan is doing 4 freestyle events. Just take a look at that.
Freestyle, best trick, best whip, and of course the quarter pipe to close it out. And that's a lot of work to be done, but he is, I mean, this guy is fit, and he is put together, brings his A game right when he got out on the course in practice. He looked so solid. So he has the possibility of medaling in 4 different sports.
This guy,
or
the most amazing thing, this guy can do a double backflip all day, any day. He's actually the only human on Earth who has done a triple backflip on a motorcycle. Just think about that, folks. 3 backflips on that motorcycle.
Time will start when he hits the first jump. He's going to get it started with a 360, rotating to his right, brings the heel clicker in. So a trick that was a part of the original riding trick bag, that heel click now done in a 360. Goes upside down.
Big KOD.
Yeah, great extension. Now, I think that he's going to bring the super kicker in, and it seemed like from his test runs, it looked like he was going to do maybe a double backflip. Here he goes to the quarter pipe.
Indy Flare landed a little sideways, but managed to ride out of that one. So he did the flare, but he did the scissor kick when he was up in the air there.
So added a little something to it. Huge whipped out variation. 30 seconds remaining in his run. He's got time for maybe 2 more. He's going to head to this 75-foot ramp jump, and then we'll see where from there. Let's see what he throws. He's had a great setup so far. Double grab. And I think that really that was one of the big scorers for Taka, and he wants to hear
he's
the
trying
crowd.
to get the crowd to pump him up. He's making the turn. He's got 10 seconds left.
Double backflip.
Maybe. And puts it down. Double backflip. Josh Sheehan. How easy does he make that look?
That is absolutely unbelievable.
That woke the crowd up. He came out of that double grab, which is a trick he's not known for, turns around, pumps up the crowd, and with probably 6 seconds left, yeah, that kid's telling you, double backflip, Josh Sheehan.
1 full rotation and still committed, comes all the way around, and and let's have another look, just because it is so incredible.
Sees the ground once, then it's all sky. And where's the ground? Where's the ground? Oh, there it is.
The commitment, the sighting of it, the run out, the way he put it together, picture perfect. I'm expecting with something that big, and the great use of the quarter pipe, although he didn't hit exactly perfect. There you go, right to
first
the front.
place. Nice run for Josh. And again, just getting that first double backflip in and kind of getting those butterflies out. He did it. Wow, he stomped that thing.
I mean, really, if you were going to talk about his run, he didn't nail the landing perfectly on the quarter pipe. He could shine that up a little bit and get a better score next time around.
Which I think he's probably going to have to, because this guy, Clinton Moore from Bundaberg, Australia, he has got one of the deepest bags of tricks in freestyle motocross, because he can do 360s, backflips, quarter pipes, body varials. He's got so much.
And if you were going to say anything about Josh's run, we didn't see a body varial.
We did not see a body varial. We're almost certainly going to see one from Clinton Moore. He does his version of the body varial called the Bundy.
Gets it started with the 360. I think that the 360 still to this day is one of the prettiest and most difficult tricks. Not a lot of riders do it. A number of riders here in this FMX final looking solid with the 360s. He really came out with a solid start there. And there we go, a volt.
Ah, that's a surprise. I wonder if he'll pull a second body varial. We weren't expecting that. He does the Bundy normally, which is his flipping over the bike trick like the Cali roll. Now goes into the quarter pipe.
Great and perfect.
He muscles it around with his body. It's a different style compared to the way Josh does it.
And also the floating style we saw. He really brought that together.
There's the Bundy. Oh.
So now we talk about body varials. There's 2 distinct differences there. The first one, the volt, he's rotating around, keeping himself right side up. The second time with the Bundy, he inverts himself as he comes back around to the bike. Totally different body varials, and end it with an exclamation point. Oh, it's not
Big
really
KOD.
over.
He's got 10 seconds. Where's he going to go? He's going to have to race up there. make the turn. Is he under power in the berm? I think this one is going to work.
This one is going to count, and he gets great extension out over the bars.
Man.
Okay, so we saw a double backflip from Josh. This run was, I mean, it had a lot of energy, really unbelievable forward-thinking tricks, good use of the quarter pipe, 2 separate and different body varials, but no double backflip.
No double backflip, which is huge, huge risk, huge commitment, but so many big technical tricks.
This is going to be a big tell from the judges. Kyle Loza brought this to the X Games, and today it was a best trick only type of trick. Now it's part of a freestyle run.
But I mean, look at that. Look how much time he has with his hands on the bars before he lands that vault. That's just crazy. And I love the way he really works his body to bring this flare 540 around. And now the Bundy. Watch this. Holds the bar, flips back over.
I just can't believe where it's gone. Freestyle motocross has gone to more than the next level. It's so cliche to say, but the riders keep finding a way to push it to another level.
Clinton Moore, the only rider in the field without an X Games medal. Does he move into first?
Second place.
So that double backflip is weighing huge with the judges.
That's a big tell for me and for all the riders. Going big, going huge is being rewarded. That big commitment, the big tricks, the technical part's still a big part of it, but that double back, and well, now comes Mr. Technical himself.
This is going to be very interesting. Doesn't have an X Games gold medal, and he really wants to get one. He has probably the most technical tricks in the book, Cameron.
For sure, and 1 year ago, look how slow he's coming into the ramp. Watch for the bike flip. That's right, he rotates his motorcycle as opposed to a body varial where the body rotates over the bike. He rotates the bike underneath him. Tom Pages can bring the heat. He has tons of variations. His big trick riding is as shocking as anybody's, meaning the 75-foot jump, so he is a massive player.
And you see this, it's like a quarter pipe farm out there, and he actually uses the quarter pipe that looks like it's facing a little bit backwards to do that trick. He also has the alley-oop, which is, I mean, that's an insane trick because of how many different types of rotations. And the flare, which he really innovated in this sport. A guy called Fred Johansson brought it out years before, but Tom made it commonplace. I think he's going to go for the bike flip first.
That will set the stage for the entire run. Looked like he was a little late to it, but he's able to get it around and nails it.
He keeps looking like it's just not going to come around, and he gets it.
Here he goes, the one with 75-foot jumps.
Special flip.
Brings a variation of the body varial. One thing you will not see from Pages most likely is a backflip.
He can backflip. He's actually a great backflipper. He just chooses not to. He wants to ride, again, with a different style. Oh, he was going for the fold. He missed it.
That is going to really cost him. Having a trick, no matter how big you go, if you have 5, 6, or 7 jumps, and one of them is a non-complete, that is going to be a huge knock against your score.
So now he's going in for that quarter again. He's going to go for the alley-oop this time. Watch this.
Oh!
Overcooked it. And as I said, there's so many different types of rotation happening there. The challenge with Tom Pages' run is everything is so technical that if you miss fractionally, then you tend to really miss.
He's going to mail in the rest of the run. He's knows that his score won't be up to par, so he's going to have to use his second run, and that will bring us through the first runs of all 10 riders, meaning that Josh Sheehan sits on top. Let's take another look. This is ridiculous. Look at the rotation, how he throws the bike.
And his hand was kind of grabbing a little bit for the seat there, it looked like, but he found it and got the bike under him.
To me, it really looked like he was late, and here was the miss. He didn't like the way he came off the ramp, so instead of committing and going for it, he was definitely nose high as you're making it.
Twist
gesture.
One way and way over-rotated that.
I think that once he had the bad trick, he went for something that he wasn't even sure that he could pull, but that he wanted to get that feeling once again before his second run in case he felt like he needed that.
So Tom Pages He gets the last place right now, 10th place, but Tom's going to come back in that second run, and he has a chance to stomp this. So Tom Paget's riding off. There's the leaderboard. Josh Sheehan with that double backflip, a 91.33 over another two Aussies, Clinton Moore and Rob Adelberg. You've already seen some insane riding, and there is more of this craziness still to come in Coors Light Moto X Freestyle. Josh Sheehan heading for another double backflip when we come back.
Saying calm down, X Games too lit, can't calm down. Go hard or go home, going all out. If you want it all, can't be afraid to fall down. Ayy, gold medal on a Wednesday, then win another one the next day. The next star out the bay is easy, and I mean for sure. Know what I mean for cheesy.
Oh yeah, little G easy for you. This is X Games Austin 2016. You're looking from downtown Austin here to Circuit of the Americas, where we are playing Coors Light Moto X Freestyle. 10 best riders in the world have already laid down run number one, and Josh Sheehan with the massive double backflip is sitting on top of the charts.
It has been a breathtaking competition for anybody watching, of course, but for us here, having been through so much of freestyle motocross and now watching this progression of where the sport is, Bilko here, Blake Williams putting down 360s and big flip variations, sitting in 9th place.
Well, an injured foot, as we said, you know, he got foot surgery to actually try and help him. He said it hasn't worked, so every time he lands this bike, he's in pain. Oh, I like it. He's already stepped up the game. The 360 now had that big, committed one-hander.
We'll see if Bilko can change things up. The problem is that the forward thinking of the riders on top right now, the energy that they brought, the execution, those huge double grabs inverted.
And all of the guys on top right now, all 5 top riders hit the quarter pipe, and Bilko doesn't.
And therein lies the use of course, plus the variation, the innovation. And for me, I think, I totally agree with you, Tess, that you need to bring that. And the judges, whether they're saying they're looking for it or not, it's part of that overall impression, which is part of this judging criteria.
So Blake Williams, it's a minute 15 per run. He's got just under 30 seconds left.
Not getting all the extension on the lazy boy flip, getting in the position. I think that Bilko just, he came in with a bit of injuries and also not feeling the greatest, as we talked about, touched the flu, and just hasn't really stomped the run that he needs to. But, I mean, huge tricks. Multiple variations of the 360, and
we are not knocking him. Yeah, right. we're not knocking what Blake Williams does. Oh, look at this! We haven't seen him do this.
Whoa!
He lands it.
Yes!
Oh, we didn't even know he tried that. Or maybe he's never tried it before. Josh, he is laughing at Bilko, because that's the kind of thing that Blake Williams does. He constantly surprises us, and he pulls the egg roll. That big transfer backflip.
And he pulled it cleanly. At first, I didn't look like he was going to transfer.
I thought he was too slow. Yeah,
I did too. Not even a dab, and he claims it. Oh, Blake.
That was great. We were just explaining that we weren't knocking him. That, you know, the tricks he was pulling were huge. And then he goes and shocks us all. Wow. That was great. That was really, really fun to watch. And he's got to be happy with that one. Well, next up, Nate Adams is going to take to the course. And Nate Adams is the most decorated Moto X athlete in X Games history with 19 medals. But in recent years, Adams has battled bigger obstacles than ones on the course.
And now it's time for the Coors Light What's Your Mountain Lookin'?
Had a lot of good times at X Games.
Oh my God! There it is! Adams throwing the 360!
rode through some injuries, and that's probably my biggest obstacle, is just staying healthy. The shoulder, it was the worst dislocation of any joint I've ever had. And I know a lot of people's doctors tell them, but my doctor said this is the worst shoulder I've ever seen. As soon as I took my shirt off, he said your axillary nerve's torn in half. That's what you'll have for the rest of your life if you don't get your nerve repaired. Probably my lowest part of my life. I thought I was done for about maybe 8 months to a year.
Nate Adams, your gold medalist here in LA.
Coming back after the shoulder injury and winning a gold medal, that just proved to me that I had gotten over it, I gotten through it, and moved beyond. The biggest thing for me is just staying within myself, doing what I came here to do. We all get dealt blows, and it's about rolling with the punches. You never know what's going to happen, you just got to be ready for anything.
And his shoulder is improving. We were talking to his father, Tandy Adams, a little earlier. He said he's getting some of that muscle mass back, but it's a long, long way from, you know, how it was when he was at the peak of his career.
He's going to need those muscles now to hold the twins.
Yeah, twin baby boys now in the Adams family. So he's adding more grandkids to his dad's litter.
He's going to start with the 75-foot ramp. Goes right into the 360 knack variation, gets good extension.
Really smooth too. I like the way he did that one.
Moves around the course quickly and goes into the super kicker. A different variation. Last time he was off the side of the bike, completely committed letting go. There's some old school freestyle, well, as they like to say.
He's riding smart. He knew he had to change things up and really put accents on his run to try and get higher on that leaderboard.
A cliffhanger flip, not getting all the extension. A big trick for sure, big commitment. Locking into the bars and letting go, and a little bit of a miscue there as he starts into the runway, and a better lazy boy flip this time around.
And taking that really short in run, but because he's riding the 4-stroke motorcycle, he can deliver that power while he's on those grates, whereas the 2-stroke guys, they need to use all the run in from the vertical.
And the energy, the one thing I see from Nate, you don't quite see the pop and energy that we've seen from him in the past. And
oh, I love this. In the middle of his run, heading for this will be his final trick. That was great, and he just whips it out.
I think he realized that he wasn't maybe feeling that run. He wasn't synced up. It was a solid run, but it wasn't one of those great moments where that he was going to jump into that position. And so he decided to have a little bit more fun with it.
So this jump after time will not count. Nate Adams' run in the books. We'll have to see if the judges score him any higher than 87.66. No, with those whips, definitely sitting lower. Well, we've got you covered on Saturday for all things X Games, beginning on ABC at 12 p.m. Eastern with the finals of Women's Skateboard Street, Toyota BMX Park, and Dave Mira's BMX Park Best Trick. Then, starting at 6 on ESPN, we'll have the finals of Monster Energy Skateboard Street, the Real Cost BMX Big Air Finals, and Monster Energy Moto X Best Trick. X Games Austin also streaming live on Watch ESPN. Well, there's Josh Sheehan, the double back flipper who is currently leading our Coors Light Moto X Freestyle competition. Makes the double back look so easy. And then this guy, a fellow Australian, one of the 3 Australians sitting at the top of the leaderboard. What do you think he can add to the run he had last time?
Well, I think that it's hard to say because his extensions were so solid, his tricks were so good. It's going to start with the flip levers up, same amount of time in the second run. I think what he just needs to do is accentuate it a little bit bigger, and if he can bring something different, I mean, the Cordova flip.
It's amazing that he pulls that A with a short amount of time you have on that jump, and B, traveling sideways.
There's the kiss of death flip. We saw great extensions from him on his first run. Like you said, Tess, what can he do to catapult himself up to that level where Moore and Sheehan are? And he wasn't far off of Moore.
Here we go. Great extension again.
Added a bit of a no-footer after he came back to the bike or started to come back. So a bit of a variation. The question is, what are the judges looking for to make that big step? Again, perfect execution. We're seeing very similar run to his first time out. And he needs, we haven't seen what the tiebreaker would look like with him, Sherwood, and Higashino. I'm assuming, oh, yes. I think that was better. And I, again, it was better because it seemed like he executed it cleaner, he got to it quicker, and he wasn't nose high on the landing. He felt comfortable enough.
Yeah, we thought about it last time. You could see he was looking for it. So he has stepped it up.
And that's a variation that is a massive variation going to the no-hand lander after such a committed trick.
Well, Josh Sheehan pulled a double backflip and you know, was still romanced by this trick. It was first pulled by Travis Pastrana in 2006, but I love this Cali roll.
It really nailed it. I mean, he landed a little far back on the bike, but he was quick on his execution. He didn't look like he got stalled in it. Taking another look, watch him come around, absolutely perfect.
He just settles the bike underneath him and then takes those hands off. But I love the snap in this Cordova. Look at that.
He gets the extension, he pushes out through the bars. I called it Cordova flip, but it was on the quarter pipe, so obviously a little bit different. And this, paying respects back to Carey Hart.
Look how long he's holding it.
Yeah, he doesn't just snap it into position and have all the extension. He hangs out there for a while, which you know the judges are appreciating.
Yeah, so we'll correct ourselves. The Cordova egg roll.
And he gets a little bit more.
There it is.
Interesting.
Whoa, so
first place.
Reward and beats the double backflip.
I really didn't think that was going to play out that way.
I think maybe the judges have settled in now and they've talked about this and considered just how skillfully he's pulling that run out. Not only the variation, but all the accents that we've been talking about.
The Cordova off the quarter pipe was, I mean, something different we're not seeing from anybody else.
Oh, Taka's going to go in to the quarter pipe. He knows he has to step it up. This has caused a lot of problems for him, but he lands it this time. Oh, big sigh of relief for Taka Higashino. Everybody's stepping their second run up in some way.
Watch for the double grab commitment. Oh, and the bike looked like it was traveling a bit sideways for him. Looked like the bars turned a bit.
Now remember, everyone at home, he has a problem with his left shoulder. He has a rotator cuff injury with bursitis. He told us he wouldn't be doing anything crazy that required a lot of shoulder effort like that.
He lied.
But he knows he's got to really ride hard. He has owned the last 3 gold medals in this discipline.
He knows how to get to that position. Extension over the front of the bike as he does the backflip. The one thing to think about, do we see the body varial now?
Well, he knows how to do that Cali roll or Osaka roll. Yeah, he's going for it now.
Great extension, comes back around clean. 15 seconds remain, time for one more hit.
He's going to get in. Is he going to get around the berm quickly enough? He's making the short turn onto it. And that was way better, yeah.
Nice extension. That was, I believe, a better run this time around for Higashino.
So the boys have stepped up their game, but Taka will be happy that he has finished out his day here.
Started off with the quarter pipe. Watch the rotation and the body, the way the commitment was. He really looked confident all the way around. Same in this position.
I love the sweep of that right hand coming around. And you see on the back of his pants that says wax on, wax off.
He is fun for sure. We'll see what the score comes in. This could vault him into that position.
Does he get a medal position?
91.
No, that's not enough right now. He's tied with Moore. And remember, Clinton Moore still has a second run to take. I was saying, you know, how do these guys step it up? Well, they've showed us how to step it up. So Matt Rabeau,
sitting in that 9th position with an 84.33. He has a way to go. And as you said, he hasn't been, you haven't seen him in a lot of comps. And it just seems like he needed to bring a little bit more pop, a little bit more energy. He's got one run under his belt. Let's see if he can bring something a little bit more this time around.
Nice big no-hander there. Big commitment.
I like how you're just naming the tricks without mentioning the flip. I mean, I know it's obvious that they're flipping, but it's a big no-hander. By
It really
the way,
is. It seems odd these days to do stuff right side up.
the question I have here is that's hurting him, I think.
I think it really is, because it's off the super kicker. It's not a big trick, but it's just, it really exemplifies like how pretty freestyle can be, because he's got great extension. Going in for the flare.
Whoa, and big commitment, real, I mean, a big rotation, and had a lot of pop there as he heads back into the 75-footer. Nice, something different. We haven't seen the right side up version.
He looks like he's enjoying himself now. He actually looks like he's having fun on the bike. He doesn't look as tentative as he did in the first run. Matt Ribot, Swiss rider, getting married in 2 weeks, back at home, and that one I think is the one that hurts him, because it doesn't look as snapped and pretty as some of the other stuff he's doing.
For sure, and when you start comparing it to some of the other upside down tricks the other riders are doing, as he makes, looks like an adjustment to his stabilizer. Not sure if that one's gonna count as he goes for the knack flip, and it does count. The officials are saying it will count.
So the flip knack at the end of the run there is going to count for Matt Ribot. Will he be able to better the 84.33 he had?
This was, I really liked the pop, the explosion out of the ramp, brought it all the way around. This is the one that you thought is gonna hurt him, and I agree.
Yeah, he doesn't scissor kick the legs as much. He doesn't kind of cross them in what is the, the traditional Indian air that we look for. Same score.
A solid effort. I mean, he put in some good runs. It's just not quite forward thinking enough compared to what we're seeing from some of the other riders.
So Matt Ribot is done for the day. But this is Coors Light Moto X Freestyle, and you're looking at your number 1 and 2. Rob Adelberg leads the field right now, but Josh Sheehan has a double backflip, and he's going to do it when we come back. So Levi Sherwood getting ready to drop. He's sitting in 5th place, and again, he's got a great run, great extension, all the flexibility in the world. But it looks like he's going for the flare, which I didn't think he actually had.
Or
something else. More surprises. Whoa! He almost had that one. Oh, he's trying that alley-oop. That was great.
He's stoked.
Yeah, he's stoked that it's actually like, he is so close on that. I think he just kind of went a bit too big.
Yeah, the height, I mean, he really popped out
into that ramp.
Yes, he did. He really flew out of that ramp.
But that is going to be exciting when we go to the quarter pipe competition on Sunday. Now we know he's got something else. You know, Levi Sherwood, he's kind of a quiet dude. He hangs down there on his farm in New Zealand and doesn't talk an awful lot about what he's up to. And he comes out and does something like that and surprises us. He's gonna
more quarter.
So slow.
Nice and drawn out. Just really, you know, sometimes in freestyle motocross it can be too quick, trying to do too much. And you just gotta appreciate and love those moments that there's time to take a breath and stall, and he just happens to be able to do it while he's upside down.
Sherwood giving it a bit of gas, running around this course, trying to get as much as he can in. This will probably wind up time for him. And that's that flexibility Levi has in the hips there, just nicely twists himself around. He does moves that none of the other riders either can or will do.
Last hit's not going to count, but thing of beauty. And Sherwood, obviously with the fall, probably not going to be.
But I'm still like, I'm amazed that he pulled in to that flare quarter pipe and tried that alley-oop and was incredibly close. So Levi Sherwood's second run is done. He's not going to better his first run score of 90.66, so he still sits there in 5th place out of the medals. Gold in freestyle still eludes Levi Sherwood.
But still, I mean, seeing the innovation is something that's interesting. We'll see it a little bit later in the weekend when we get to that, either the best trick or for sure the best trick. It's exciting, plus also we'll have the individual quarter pipe competition.
You know, and describing what he's doing there, and there's so much going on in that alley-oop. It's really incredible, the fact that he put it down, washed out a little, but managed to ride away. Welcome back, everyone, to Austin, Texas, and X Games Austin 2016, here from Circuit of the Americas, just outside of downtown Austin. Coors Light Moto X Freestyle, that is your current leader, Rob Adelberg, who put in a banger run. And it's time now for our breathable moment, brought to you by Fruit of the Loom. Looking at this Cali roll.
I mean, Adelberg, he brought the extension, the excitement, the right side up trick that could not have been performed any more perfectly or more incredible. Hopefully Carey Hart is watching today and seeing that, the heart attack with the arm up. Adelberg is your leader from Australia. We talked about him before we started riding here tonight, that he really has that pop, that skill, the extension, the technical abilities, and he brought it.
And what's special about Adelberg's run is that it's beating Sheehan, who pulled a double backflip. So that's just how incredible it was. Minden, Nevada, well, now actually lives in Reno, Nevada. Adam Jones, he won his freestyle gold all the way back in 2007. And we talked about this the last time. He puts a lot of different tricks in his run because he just doesn't like to follow the crowd.
Also, we haven't seen him use the quarter pipe, which we think is definitely hurting his scores as he gets started with a great kiss of death flip, upside down, full extension. A little bit different because his body isn't totally straight like some of the other riders, but it's opened up and still so amazing.
And the thing with Adam, as you said, he's a fairly lanky fella. And so that really helps.
Is that how I said that?
Accent things. You probably didn't say lanky fella. You might have said he was tall. So there he did the turntable, let go to saran wrap, which I absolutely love watching because of the technical skill.
Double grab flip. I'm seeing more of the same from Adam from his first run, and although a work of art, beautiful, he doesn't have that, he's not accentuating something new and different, although he is nailing his run that he set out to go out and do.
He really is nailing that run, and he's putting the accent on every trick as he needs to, but the innovation plays so high, or something with that challenge and risk. Josh Sheehan is putting down with the double flip, but I love that dead body just executed so smoothly, and again, he makes everything look easy.
Back and forth between the 75-foot ramps, one on each side. What we're talking about is he hasn't used the quarter pipe. Nice.
The rigor mortis. So he didn't do that in his first run, and I love watching that trick, and hopefully we'll get to see a replay of that one, because when those boots go way up in the air and his helmet kind of bounces on the seat.
Double grab, look at the extension.
Big extension.
And again, being tall, having that extension, and this is the one you love, Tess.
Watch the helmet almost bounce off the tank. No, he's way above the tank this time.
Ridiculous.
Oh, man.
It's not a backflip trick, but it is so hard to do, and that's why you don't see other riders doing it.
So does he better 80s? Yeah, he does. Gets a better score, puts him up into 6th place, but he's going to be out of the medals here tonight. Well, Josh Sheehan has the double backflip. He has the flare. The only thing he really lacks is a body varial in his run. And like you said, his commitment to fitness and his commitment to this sport is just second to none.
The question is, where does he go from the double backflip? And does that take the wind out of your sails? You've done the double backflip, go to the front of the pack, but then you have to do something bigger.
Well, I think he saw just the run from Adelberg was as near to perfection as you can get. And that's what he's challenged against now. When he does that heel clicker flip, he doesn't actually click the heels together. That is massive.
That is massive,
but
right
again,
there.
Is he getting maybe marked down because he has his legs still bent? I mean, there are just fractional things that the judges have to make decisions on.
Going
for the flare.
Quarter pipe. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very similar, very similar. I mean, he's having a great run. He is at the top of the game. We're splitting hairs between great extension.
That was great
on the lazy
extension.
boy
I
flip.
like that.
Really nailed that. I thought the one thing that he could have done better in his first run was the double grab flip, if I'm not mistaken. It all kind of blurs together, but one of his inverted tricks, he didn't have all the extension.
0.33 is all that separates.
I thought that was great.
Yeah, and so now he's stepped it up a little bit. There's Rob Adelberg looking nervous because is he going to be able to hold that position? And here we go.
One more.
Going in for the double backflip again.
And puts it out at will. That is amazing.
Oh, man.
I know that word is overused, but really, Josh Sheehan, I think the run was better this time.
I think his extension was better. Things like you said, the double grab. Is it worth 0.33 more? Could be that Sheehan gets to take back first place here. Watch this double backflip again, people. There he is. Sky and ground and sky and ground.
Nailed the landing. Actually, his landing might have been better.
It was, because last time he slightly over-rotated. This time, solid.
Watch him come in on the landing. Absolutely nails. The bike is really looks like it's set up exactly to the landing. I mean, you couldn't do better. Here's the quarter pipe. If you were going to dog him at all, it's not on the extension. It's the fact that he doesn't quite rotate all the way around. I think that puts the pressure on Adelberg. He's stoked for, he's stoked to see a great run from Josh. And I think it's going to be enough. And
wow, look at that. Well, he did step it up. That is great for him. It'd be disappointment for Rob Adelberg that he's not going to take the gold. But Josh Sheehan, he is in a very, very enviable position right now. We got Clinton Moore and Tom Pages still to go, and both amazing riders. But what a huge jump that was. 93.33.
And I think it also goes back to what you said about the judges. They had to figure out what the criteria was going to be and lay it down. They saw a great run from Adelberg. They raised the bar, but then they give it back to Sheehan with a really perfection of his first run.
This guy, Clinton Moore from Bundaberg, Australia, you saw on the graphic there, the 2015 Red Bull X Fighters champion. He beat Tom Pages for the season-long competition.
360 knack. Not quite the perfect extension, but such a big trick, and we'll see as he goes. Remember, there's so many different things to look for in freestyle now. You got to talk about each little nuance. As he gets the vault, the burial.
I think he was looking maybe for a no-hander there when he was coming into the landing, but the bike was dropping nose first because he needs to add accents.
He needs that little extra as we head into the quarter pipe.
Really, he just shoulders that thing around and lands it so smoothly.
And remember that Josh, very similar trick, but with both legs off, in the air, so much more difficult.
Bundy.
Wow. I think he was searching to get back on the bike there for a second.
Oh, man, the legs were so high above the bike on that one. Normally he's more compact when he does that spin.
Moore has what it takes to win this comp. The question is he as spot on as Sheehan, and does he have that one massive trick? Does that Bundy equal the double backflip?
Well, he's going to have to make this turn pretty quick. I think he's got it. This will be last trick in his run. Huge Shaolin flip to finish it off. I don't think it's going to be enough
I don't think
to get him in that top spot.
I think if the judges were going to break it down, I think that the first, this was great, but remember that Sheehan has the legs scissored over his head as he's rotating that same trick.
So he does a 540 flare Indy. Watch this, the Bundy. Watch how high the heels go.
Watch the right hand looking to come back as the bars move just a little bit. Wow.
Josh Sheehan currently sitting in the gold medal position. That's his reaction. So 3 Aussies now in 1, 2, and 3.
My crystal ball says not enough, and the judges agree. In 91, And that is going to keep him in 3rd position, which leaves 1 rider remaining.
Can he spoil it for Team Australia? The Aussies swept the best trick podium back in 2011, and that was really signaling their dominance in this sport and moving away from all the American freestylers. But Tom Pages, it's kind of revolutionized the sport. He's the reason why everybody is hitting these quarter pipes. The reason you see all of those quarter pipes there is this guy.
He has taken the sport to another level, and we'll see what he brings as he gets started with his run.
With the bike flip.
Assuming the bike flip. Ooh, and again, it looked late to start, but no problem.
We both, every time we watch it, we just stop.
I think I'm
because it
holding my
looks like
breath.
it's going wrong.
I'm holding my breath the whole time.
Here we go. It should be the vault. No, he went for this flip. So he's kind of changed up his thoughts a little bit. So he's changed his run, and hopefully that makes him more comfortable. Now, is he going to come around and do the vault, or is he maybe going to go for one of his big whip tricks? Vault. Got it. Umps the fist.
For a second, it looked like he was going to miss the grab, but he was just going for the variation.
I think he just wants to accent the fact to the judges. Now, he needs to do the alley-oop. This is where he went down last time. And doesn't get it.
Does not get it around.
No.
So with the crash, it's going to be near impossible. Nothing is impossible, but it looks like Josh Sheehan.
And remember, Josh Sheehan and Tom Pages are the best of friends. It was actually Tom that taught Josh how to do those flare tricks and the tricks on the quarter pipe at Tom's home in France. But I think, as you say, Cameron, he's going to make this turn, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
I don't think there's anything he can do with the crash, regardless of how far he has pushed the sport and the technical aspect of the bike flip and the body varials. The crash is going to take him out of it.
So the big last trick will count. Watch the bike flip. It's picture perfect every time he gets that thing under him.
Amazing.
And then the vault, this is what got him last time. And the spin and the right foot kick over the back fender. Again, immaculate.
And the fist pump. It was great to see the presence of mind, knowing where he's at. Here's the one where it went wrong.
And again, that little bit of overcooking. But it's so, I mean, you can't even fathom how hard it is to do that trick.
I can't tell you how excited I am to see the quarter pipe contest and best trick competition. Not going to be enough. He's going to move to 7th.
So Josh Sheehan wins Coors Light Moto X Freestyle, gets his gold medal. Oh yeah, and probably the prize for best facial hair too.
Really Australian domination here.
So Aussie sweep on the podium. Christy Lee is with our gold medalist.
Josh feeling a little under the weather. Well, we certainly couldn't tell by a strong run and an even stronger second run out there. How does it feel to take your first X Games gold medal with a trick you worked so hard at?
Oh, so stoked. Every time that double flip's so scary, but I thought when Rob overtook the lead, I thought, gee, what can I do to do better? And with that lazy flip, and I just got, the flare Indy out a bit bigger, so just so stoked to be done. But gold, yeah, just praise the Lord, I'm stoked.
There's more to come. This is only one of 4 events you're competing in this weekend. What else can we expect?
Yeah, so best trick tomorrow. I do have something new, but just, who knows what everyone else has got. That'll be stressful. And then Sunday, we've got a fun day of quarter pipe and best whip.
Josh, congrats. Great run.
Yes, remember people, Monster Energy Moto X Best Trick comes up tomorrow, and he does have a new trick. Josh Sheehan wins the gold medal over Rob Adelberg and Clinton Moore. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. All Australians right at the top there.